I am now, today, sold on an idea that Alan has been trying to sell me on for the last 8 years. I've bought in, I'm all in, and today I'm going to try to get you, whether you're watching or listening, to be bought in as well.
8 years, and Kevin is finally on board.
Next Level Nation today for episode number 2224. Here's why the long run matters so much. If somebody asked me this the other day, I said, yeah, I'm going to do this thing. I have this opportunity. And they said, is there strategy under that? Or are you just like doing it? And I said, I could give you 5 things right off the top of my head. And I said, one of them is mastery. Getting really, really, really good at the thing. This is a question I get asked all the time. I'm sure you do too. I'll log on a podcast and they'll be like, just so you know, as a guest, just so you know, kind of new to this. This is only my 5th episode or whatever it is. Why do you want to be on the show? And I always laugh and I say, yeah, I understand. I know exactly what you're thinking because I want to be the best in the world at this. And one of the ways to get really good at something is just to do it more than anybody else does. And that, if you can't tell, that is our strategy, to do it more and more intentionally than anybody else possibly could. Because in the long run, when you do things, it's not about the money. It's not about how it makes you feel. It's about what will happen if you do it long enough. And that's something that you've been trying to pour into me since the beginning of time. And I'm telling you, as my self-belief increases, my time perspective increases. And now I'm doing things that will not pay off for years. I don't even know how they'll pay off, but I do believe it will be worth it. And I do believe it will pay off. There's certain things that I'm doing in the business now where like a lot of people, I think we talked about this on BGU. We talked about how when you say like, yeah, I actually work in the business, people are like, nope, business is supposed to run itself. Like, what are you're fucking up. Yeah. It's supposed to just make money while you sleep.
Yeah, it's a self-managing company.
Yeah, it just runs. It's like it's like a what do you get? A vending machine. Just runs. Just runs. People go up to it and it runs. Well, somebody's got to put this shit in there and they got to take the money out and they got to make sure it, okay.
And then they got to do inventory management.
It doesn't just
data,
run.
They got to change the pricing. Yeah, it doesn't
all
just
of that.
run. Nothing just runs.
But there are certain things that I'm coming back into the business to do more of because I'm realizing that me getting good at those things is just a requirement for long-term success. And there's a lot of people that would look down on that and not understand. They don't understand because they're not playing the long game. They're not focused on the long run, and that is what we're talking about today.
All right, so 2 people. One of them is a macroscopic thinker that reverse engineers their dreams, their goals, their priorities, their metrics, their habits, and their skills in advance. The second person is a microscopic thinker who is focused on the now. And they're focused on this year, 2025. They want to make 2025 the best year of their life. Here's my prediction. Person A, who is focused on the decade, is going to look like they're losing for the first year to person B. So the year person is going to look like they're winning for the first year. Maybe even the second. But by year 6, 7, 8, the long-term, it's not even going to be close. It's not even going to be close. And in chess, the grandmaster can think 12 to 15 moves ahead. That's what this is. It's just mastery doesn't matter, and it doesn't seem to matter much in the short run because you still kind of suck in the beginning. I've been reviewing Conscious Couples podcast, Business Growth University, the interview you interviewed me on Business Growth University, Next Level University. I don't say filler words nearly as much as I used to. I heard through the grapevine recently someone from my past who I have always been a huge fan of. Thank you if you're out there listening. My mother said that this person, his name is Mike, said that I'm an incredible speaker. Now, he's talking to my mother, so maybe he's trying to, I don't know. You got to take it with a grain of salt, but I do agree with him now. But for those early years, I don't feel that way at all. We gave speeches for free all the time. I'm going on a panel at WPI in 2 weeks for free. Why? I'm going to be asked very specific questions that I want to learn how to articulate in a deep, meaningful way. One more thing. Figured this out, you and I was listening to one of our episodes recently where you and I were arguing healthfully about what comes first, belief or goals. Upon reflection, reviewing that episode, I created a new success loop that we should do an episode on at some point. But the point I'm making here, without going through the whole thing, is that it actually starts with new understanding. New understanding leads to new belief, leads to new desire, leads to new goal, leads to new strategy, leads to new action, leads to new results. Even if the results are bad, it's new results that you wouldn't have gotten had you not had the new understanding. So what I'm trying to do on every episode is help everyone walk away from this episode with a new understanding. And by new understanding, imagine we're all kids again and we have never heard of a podcast. We don't even know it's a possibility or a probability. And then we meet someone who's a podcaster and we ask and we say, hey, Kev, what do you do for work? And you're like, well, I speak into a microphone and it gets broadcast on the internet for other people to listen and learn in 180 countries. And the little kid goes, what? And then they think in their head, maybe I want to be a podcaster. That's when they set a goal, even if it's unconscious. Even if the goal is, I want to learn a little more about podcasting, it's still a goal. So new understanding creates new belief, creates new desire, creates new goal, creates new strategy, creates new action, creates new results. But back to this, mastery is what you're talking about. Mastery never pays off short term because mastery is predicated on you sucking horribly at something. Mastery is, and I love the story. Darren Hardy wrote The Compound Effect, and he told this story in the book, and I love this story because this is exactly how I feel. And this is exactly what it feels like to coach with me. He skied a mountain, I forget which one, it was one of the ones the Olympics was at, and he was so pumped to tell his dad when he was a kid. He's like, Dad, I skied all day, and I didn't fall down once. And his dad was kind of a gruff guy. He's like, well, then you didn't get any better. And he's like, what do you mean? He said, well, if you don't push the limits and you don't fall, it means you didn't push past your current potential and you didn't get any fucking better. I agree with that 100%. You have to fail to get better. You have to. You are constantly failing. Right now, in real time, I am failing at articulating this. That is why I will be better at articulating it.
Would you say, after that, I was looking something up, that's why I was looking down. Would you say you believe now more in seeing is believing for most people?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Never mind.
But you know what pisses me off a little bit? Everyone acts like that's not the case.
I don't know. I feel like
a lot of people do, bro. At least around me.
Yeah, probably around you.
Around me, and I know, and you've said you give people permission to dream and permission to talk about goals. You came to me, you said, I want to donate $100 million in my lifetime. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, let's reverse engineer it. There was no like, seriously, what are you out of your mind? Mm-hmm. We skip all that because it is doable. It's a possibility. It's not going to happen by fucking accident. Right. But if we start right now, we can make that happen. That is the truth. You're not the only person on planet Earth who's donated $100 million. That's been done before by people less than you, in my opinion. It's not that hard to do. That, I think, gives people permission to dream and yes. that kind of thing. So everyone does act like they believe around me. I mean, you acted like you believed that.
I do believe that. I wouldn't have said it if I didn't believe it.
But go 8 years ago. You said shit like that all the time.
My goal, and again, I'm not saying, look, if you're out there and this is your number, fuck yeah, lean into it. My net worth goal was, I think, $3 million. If I can have $3 million, that'd be pretty fucking good.
Okay, wait. What calculation went into that?
Made 100,000, figured probably make $3 million.
That was it.
I mean, I didn't even know what net worth was at the time. So yeah, very little calculation. Very little.
Well, this is on me then, because I presupposed that you knew what net worth was and that you calculated and reverse engineered in advance 3 million. And that's why the first thing I said is that sounds kind of low.
It was very high for my awareness.
That in his early 30s.
Well, that friend was smarter than I, I'm sure. At that point, at least, for sure, right?
Yeah. He was smarter earlier. I'll give him that.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, back to mastery. I talk about mastery, impact, profitability in that order. What did you used to think about that versus now?
Profitability over everything. Fucking profitability over everything, baby. That's it.
Real talk.
Seriously.
What do you think about mastery now versus then? What did you think? You acted like you were like, hell yeah, back then.
No, I said you've been trying to sell me this for 8 years.
But back then you kind of were on board.
Because it
Hook, story, lesson, future pace, effective communication, 25 impact points. We did a training on it where you were standing next to me.
Yeah, we got
slaughtered.
Well,
no one cared.
It felt good to grow, and I don't know, I was into it to the degree I understood. I didn't really understand. Dude, it's still fucking weird for me. Like, this is the 2,000 episodes. It's still weird. It still doesn't... I had a moment today where I was like grinding out work, and I was like, what a weird fucking day it is. It's so strange. I have a home office and I get to work from home. It's just fucking weird, man. I went golfing last weekend. I know you fucking love when I tell stories about golf. And
I just want you to be you, man.
I am. I appreciate it. I appreciate it more than you know. I
gotta be you.
I do.
As long as you doesn't burn down the company.
Look, you know I'm out here. If anything, my success has increased since golf.
Agreed.
Somehow. I don't.
Well, my awareness of it has also increased.
That's fair. We got paired up with a third, and on one of the holes, he's like, "What do you do for a living?" And I was like, "I'm a podcaster," and he's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Well, we have a bunch of podcasts between us, and we produce podcasts, we do coaching and all this stuff." And it was awesome. He said, my wife wants to start a podcast. It was something about, it's either real estate or nursing. She wants to start a YouTube channel and she has no idea how to do it. And I was like, here's my number. You can text me. I will do a call with your wife and I will help her get this thing off the ground. All good. Awesome. I love that. It's awesome.
I gotta have you golfing more with
I'm telling you. Taryn literally said, she's like, you need business cards. The fact that you don't have a business card that you can whip out on the golf course is an L. And I was like,
or at least a QR code, right? For sure.
Let me get creative. I'll get creative with something. But that's super cool to me. So the point of all that is, I'm telling you, your ability to believe in the compound effect of the effort you're putting in paying off is directly connected to the level of your self-belief. I am convinced.
The deeper understanding that I hope lands for all our listeners, we got 7 minutes, so we're doing okay. What is it that you have to master? Because mastery, we talked about meta skills, skills, and sub skills. Mastering golf for you, in my opinion, is a giant waste of fucking time.
I agree.
Okay. Mm-hmm. From a utility standpoint, if you enjoy it and fulfills you and all that, that's all fine. From a goal perspective, you are not going to be a professional golfer. Is that fair?
That is.
You are not going to generate any revenue from golf. True or false? No one would pay you to golf.
Directly, no. Indirectly, maybe.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, very indirectly.
Maybe. I meet somebody in the course who wants to start a podcast.
That is not what I'm talking about right now.
But
you don't need to be good at golf to do that.
Oh, well, no. But you said from golf. You didn't say from being good at golf. You said from golf.
Should have. This is a mastery conversation.
You're supposed to be a master in effective communication. I need you to communicate better.
I think we've made it clear that that's hard for me. All right. So getting better at golf is not going to increase your success in your career. No. Is that fair?
Fair.
All right. Well, if that's the case, okay, what are the crafts that will directly and indirectly increase your probability of statistical success in your career?
Speaking, communication in general, sales, organization, prudence, conscientiousness, one of Alan's favorite words, all of that stuff. All of that.
You're missing the biggest one. The biggest one. You are the blank guy.
Oh, podcasting.
Yeah.
Well, I figured that was part of
YouTube thumbnails,
part of
video editing, leadership.
Well, I'm definitely not the expert in video editing. I will throw that out there.
But you lead a team.
Yes, but there are things in video editing that I don't even know how people do. I can get by. You give me a video, you say, I need this bad Larry, I got you. But you ain't getting nothing flashy in there. Shout out to the team for all that.
But my point, though, is...
I know what you're saying. I need to be the expert as much as possible in all of those things. Anything that goes into podcasting, I need to know better than 99.9% of people.
Yeah.
Anything.
If you don't need to know heart surgery.
No. Luckily.
You don't need to know how to create a blueprint to build a home or a hotel.
Nope.
You don't need to. Now, there are interdisciplinary masteries that are of benefit. One thing that I've benefited from tremendously is Emilia is unbelievably, she's incredible at interior design. So good. This house is the most optimized place on planet Earth, to the point where, and again, that's an exaggeration, not planet Earth, but it's very optimized. Whenever we leave, it's so obvious. Mm-mm. It's like when you lose your AirPods, you go back to the old ones.
It's mayhem.
And you're just, oh my goodness, noise canceling is the best invention since sliced bread. I need these back. That's how it feels when I leave this house. Because she's crushed it. I mean, 90% of our house is her, straight up. My office is designed by me. My point of this, though, is mastery is underneath all success. It's just the deepest layer. So it's the least visible. Look at someone who's wealthy in any industry. You can always connect it to something. Let's not even do wealth. All success. So look at the top of the iceberg of success. Okay, I'll give you an example. We did a Relationship Talks virtual event yesterday. Shout out to Hannah and Brandon. Brandon came. Hannah was at work, recorded a video that we showed live. My favorite event we've ever done to date. Emilia created the slides. She had a slide of all their goals that they achieved. It started with this. It started with a picture of me, Emilia, Brandon, and Hannah in 2020 on our very first Relationship Talks coaching session. You'll understand why I loved this in a second. Brandon is in his father's basement with Hannah. They both look like wee babies compared to now. Emilia and I are in her parents' place way back then, before we had this home together. And we are doing this for free on a Saturday morning. We used to call it Service Saturday. Emilia and I talked about this recently. Can you imagine? We work every Saturday now, like basically all day. At one point, we decided to do Service Saturday to help other couples fall in love and build and grow their dreams together.
Respect it.
Appreciate it. And Service Saturday has turned into an entire company, by the way. Relationship Talks coaching is something we started doing for free every Saturday, and we did it every Saturday for like 52 weeks in a row, and then we were like, okay, listen, we can't do this for free anymore. We have to actually monetize this because our companies are growing. Anyways, first slide, Brandon, me, Hannah, boom, 2020. Next slide, engagement. I forget where, somewhere in Germany, where Hannah grew up. Next slide, bought a house. Next slide, engagement party. And one of them was a trip, crazy awesome photos. I mean, Hannah might as well be a photographer. It was awesome. Next slide, wedding. Next slide, boom, boom, boom. It was glitz and glam, glitz and glam, glitz and glam, glitz and glam. And I loved it, and it was awesome. The next slide. This is my favorite slide of any presentation ever of all time. It was a screenshot of all of the remarkable notes that Emilia has ever taken over the last 3 years we've been coaching them. Bi-weekly, for 3 years straight, 26 times per year, whatever that math is. And I said this. I said, listen, everyone wants those amazing photos. Highlight, 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 highlight. Literally taken from social media land. But what none of you see or saw about Brandon and Hannah is the anxiety and the struggle and the notes, and every fucking Saturday, every other Saturday for the last 3 fucking years, they have been sitting down with Emilia and I, mapping all of this out and tracking and spreadsheets and metrics. They have been mastering communication. They have been mastering certainty and trust. They've been mastering how to create wealth. They went from, and Brandon wouldn't mind me sharing this. Brandon, love you, brother. I know you're listening. Brandon went from, I kid you not, didn't even know how much money he made an hour, to a week and a half later getting offered a job at a finance company from the spreadsheet we co-created with them. The reason why is just behind the scenes is where the real mastery happens. That's why I love coaching. If you took away all of our calls behind the scenes, you and me, all of Emilia and I's relationship talks coaching with Brandon and Hannah, none of that other stuff would have been possible or probable. There's always something deep beneath the surface that no one else can see that is responsible for all outward success. And so from now on, every listener, when you see someone who has success, I want you to try to think, and this is what I do automatically, what is the skill, the mastery, what did they have to master in advance in order to achieve that success? That is the first thing I do when I meet someone. I figured out what yours are.
What is it?
Grit. You're reckless. You will trade everything in for success if necessary.
Within alignment.
You will almost die for this. You almost did.
For sure.
Your work ethic is extremely high and you're very honest with yourself. And you are so honest with yourself that you know that you need a good guide and mentor, so you tolerate me. That is what has created your success. And all of that is the truth. And everyone's success is a byproduct of something no one else can see, but you can deduce it if you get good at this.
Well, I think that's why when people try to like save me, and again, we'll do an episode on this at some point, but save me from my honesty with myself, it's like, no, you don't get it.
Yeah.
You're just missing the point.
And you can't lose that. Because if you lose that, you lose everything.
You can't. And like most other people just aren't doing that. So it seems like I'm putting myself down, when in reality, I probably believe in myself more than most of those other people at this point. It just doesn't, it seems like I'm self-deprecating. I'm not. I need to stay grounded. This whole thing is so freaking weird. So here's the thought for you out there, whether you're watching or listening. The stuff behind the scenes that doesn't seem like it matters, the stuff behind the scenes that kind of sucks. This is why grit's so important. You're not going to master something if you only do it when you feel like it. It's 8:21 right now. I've been in this office since 7 a.m. all day. I don't want to do this right now. I love it and I'm grateful. And I honestly, it's not that I don't want to do it, but like I'd rather be snuggling with my wife right now. 1,000%. 1,000%.
Same.
This is the thing that I have said I'm going to be the best in the world at. So this is the thing that I will and should and have to do more than anything else the rest of my life, unless that changes. If I wake up one day and say, you know what, I'd rather be something else, then I have to completely redesign my life, get out of this business and get into a new business, and then dedicate myself to that at the same level. But that's why grit, that's why consistency, that's why all of it is so important. If somebody ever asks, well, why is consistency so important? Because that is how you master something. And to Alan's point, before we get out of here, I used to think, so now it's mastery. I don't know. For me, it's probably impact, profitability, mastery is probably my order, but they're all pretty high at this point. Mm-hmm. Here's the thought process. If you start something, the only way to really make a good amount of money is to get really good at it. And the only way to really, really get good at it is by impacting a lot of people in the process of getting good at it, and then it connects. If you wake up one day and say, I'm going to be a podcaster who makes $1 billion, you've already lost sight, and you've already lost the plot, and that's most likely not going to happen. If you wake up one day and say, I am going to impact 1 billion people, you're probably going to make a pretty good chunk of change. You're probably going to do just fine. You're going to do wonderfully, most likely. But you got to get really good at it and you got to impact a lot of people. And those have to come first. Unfortunately, to younger Kev, gratefully for current Kev.
Yeah, I love it. You don't have to be consistent at everything, but you have to be consistent at your thing.
Yes.
Everyone out there watching or listening should be better than me and Kevin at something. And hopefully it's something the economy desperately needs and wants. That's how you succeed in life. Everyone on our team is really good at something that we desperately need to grow this company. For sure. And we are really good at something that our clients and customers desperately need. And that is how the entire economy works. So get really, really, really stupidly, crazily fucking great at your thing and make sure the economy needs and wants that. And if you do that, that'll take care of 80% of your success.
We don't usually do conscious couples or relationship talks coaching on here, but you spoke about it so much. How do people get that? Yeah,
so DM me on Instagram or Emilia. I tag her in all my story posts. Instagram is the best way to reach me, or you can email me at alan@nextleveluniverse.com. The first one is free. It's 30 minutes. It's going to be most likely on a Saturday. We have a link for that as well, but really just reach out to me. I'll connect you with Emilia and myself, and we'll get on a call. And like I said on the event, I said, Brandon and Hannah in 2020 doing that free 30 minutes, they had no idea what that was going to bring.
So much.
And now we're doing hybrid model where I'm coaching Brandon and Emilia's coaching Hannah, and then we're doing 4-person sessions every other week in tandem with that. It's I would bet on them a million times over. They're humble and they have work ethic, and we are constantly strategizing. I mean, that is it. High humility, high work ethic, and strategy creates success. And I don't just want you to be in love. I want you to build your fucking dreams together. And that's what we do. And that's why it's called coaching and not therapy.
Boom. All right. And if what you're looking for is a community, we have Next Level Nation, a private Facebook group filled with dream chasers just like you trying to get to the next level. We'll have the link below for that as well. As always, we love you. We appreciate you. Grateful for each and every one of you. And if you are, hypothetically, as committed as you say you are to getting to the next level, make sure you tune in tomorrow because we will literally, quite literally, be here every day to help you get there.
Keep reaching for your full potential. Next Level Nation.